So let's start. How did you get into music? Because we're at family parties for the past, almost 30 years, and then all of a sudden in the past couple years, you're like this big musician now. So I'm like, how
I
that
wouldn't say
happen?
big. Yeah.
Well, big in our
But
family.
yeah, that's true. Um, so I don't really know when exactly it started. I mean, I always liked listening to music when I was little.
Hmm.
But I think maybe the first time that uh, I like thought about, I didn't even think about it. I was so young. But like the first time I think I showed signs of like that's what I want to do is like I was like 6 years old or something like that. And do you remember that old band Delirious?
No.
Okay. They're like this old Christian rock band.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
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 You've probably heard like,
Their songs.
yeah, Can You Feel the Mountains Tremble?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were living in Ohio at the time, and they did a like concert at the church, and my dad was doing security, so I got to be front row, and I must have really enjoyed it. My mom said I was tapping my foot, and I don't show like a lot of emotion, so that was kind of a lot for me to do, especially when I was younger. And then later that night when we got home, I had this like pink tennis racket or blue tennis racket or something like that. And I picked it up and started like strumming it like it was a guitar. And my mom took a picture of it, and it's actually the like cover of my first album,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool. But that was probably the first time I think that started showing.
That's when the seed was planted, huh?
Yeah.
And then so when did you actually get your first guitar and start plucking out the chords there?
So we moved back to California when I was about 6 or something like that. And my mom wanted to learn to play guitar. And we went, I remember for some reason it was raining really hard. We lived in Murrieta. And we went to this pawn shop and we got this like $100 guitar, acoustic guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom didn't really end up playing it much. Neither did my dad. So like I would like play it a lot, but it was like a little too big for me, even though it's a really small guitar. And I really started playing it more when I was like 11.
Mm-hmm.
I would play like one string. I think the first riff I learned on my own was like James Bond or something like that, just on one string. And then after that, I kind of took lessons and took those for 2 years. And that was kind of the beginning of that.
So those lessons kind of gave you what you needed the building blocks to
Yeah.
go off and do your own kind of thing?
Yeah. So